All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Coming up, it's the final game of Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a good NFC matchup in store between the Carolina Panthers and the San Francisco 49ers. Win or go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Get ready. At their own 25-yard line.
Come on, set. 18 Gator. I'm here all day. Chopper. 25. Set, go.
Throwing on first down. Love. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Alexander. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Brian Burns. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
It's now 3rd and 19.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
45, Mike, 45. Ready.
They're going to look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Looks to throw, fires right side, and that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too. On first down, Love. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Love. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Daniil Hunter able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time. Throwing on third and long. Love. That's into the hands of Edwards. They get a big amount back, 18 yards, but they'll still look at a fourth down now.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent game. Now they're in fourth and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow, out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
Brandon, you're never quite sure what the side judge or the field judge is going to rule there. That was awfully close, but in the end, he says it passed over the 1-yard line, and that's where they're going to mark it out. I mean, you can see it right there, right? See him walking up the sideline? Told him to stop right there at the 1.
And he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. On 2nd down, a run with Breida. And they finally get him down, but not before he gets it up to the 46. A big hitter there from deep in their own territory. 44 yards on the ground.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. The former Purdue Boilermaker, Raheem Mostert, and he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. On first down, here's Breida. Pass slip, and now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, 49ers. Matt Breida, 44 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Gold with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And there is a flag as he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. But who's this going to be against? And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Looking to throw. Love. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Back to throw. Love. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. DJ Moore. 41 yards as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Gano the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now it's Breida. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
It's 3rd and 10.
The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Here comes the 49ers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. These two teams all tied after one. And they won't get a chance to bring this one back. It goes out of bounds, back near their own 20.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown. Now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Alpha. Hurry. Ready, go.
On 1st and 10, Love. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. And not a blitzer, but still able to get there from a strong safety position.
Yeah, I think that was a great example of what they call football IQ. Recognizing he was open, had a chance, and went ahead and got to the quarterback.
To throw on 3rd down. Love. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. 60 Pittsburgh. Blue dot Porkers, blue dot Porkers. Cut.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Looking for the end zone. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board.
Yep, take it. Hey, check Mike 45. Check Mike 45. I got you, punk.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Go, go. 45 the mic. 45, go.
This is Breida on the draw. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. A good effort there, 9 yards, but it's going to leave him looking at a 4th and 1.
Don't be mad. Don't be mad. There's more coming. There's more where it came from.
And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on 4th down.
Check. Chopper. Chopper. Alert 3. Alert 3. Alert 3. Shift. Shift. Ready.
They run for it with Breida. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. He's been tough for this defense to handle, over 100 yards. You kind of knew that they were going to him on that play, didn't you?
They certainly did. That's one of those situations where you simply say, my best runner over my best blockers, let's go ahead and pick it up. And I don't care if they know it on the other side. Here we come, and they got it done.
Now he'll escape to his right. He's going to take off and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
it is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away.
51's the mic. 51's the mic. Here we go. Ready, go.
Now here's Goodwin with it on the jet sweep, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that'll force upon them a 3rd and 14.
Come on, set. 18 Gator. Chance.
Right here, guys. Fight 51.
Ready.
They'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say, if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
2nd and 6. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
I'm coming after you.
On 3rd down, Love. Open man is Samuel, complete. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards. 2nd and 2. Taking a shot for Samuel. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Looking to throw. Love. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run with a former Badger. It's Corey Clement. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing on 1st down. Love. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They run with Pumphrey, and he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. To throw on third down, Love. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And they'll get this down to the 10. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. So it's first and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Back to throw. Love. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. From 10 yards out, and the Panthers are going to jump back in front. And oh, he missed it. It's no good. And that will keep this a 3-point game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Intercepted by the Panthers.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, set.
At the 47-yard line.
Target. Box trap. Let's go.
On first down, Love. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked by Tavarius Moore. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
The Niners take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to wind up and air it out. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 12. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. He'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 21. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete from the 21. It's 2nd and 10. To throw again. Love. And Thomas has it. Now the ball comes loose. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Give him the third down conversion. 5 yards on the play. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
I'm coming up, Smoke. I'm coming after you. 45. Mike, ready, go.
Operating from the gun. Love. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards. Looking to throw. Love. Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 40. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10, right at the 40. From the gun, Love. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. A great effort there. 40 yards. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And he is finally going to be brought down, but not before he gets it to the Panthers' 35-yard line. I have a pretty good friend, Charles Davis, who tells me that when he sees plays like that, strong runs to the right, reminds him of the 1960s Green Bay Packers.
Boy, those were the days back when the fullback actually carried the ball as well as blocked. Then you had a halfback. You had pulling guards, guys who could get out and run.
And this is taken in at the 5. Give him 30 yards there. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well. They'll get a few stops.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. They run again with Breida. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
And Brandon, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal.
Come on. Check 45 to Mike. Check.
They'll set up to throw. The quick slant caught. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And Gold is able to put it through. And that will tighten this one up a bit. Now a one-score game at 20-13. So it's an old-school extra point that counts 3 times. It's certainly a disappointment they weren't able to get it in the end zone.
Yeah, I can just imagine post-game, head coach looking at the box score, 19-yard field goal, grimacing a little bit, but having to realize that at that moment, getting 3 points was vital. Go ahead and get the points, put them on the board.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that. But the rushing game, almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 34. Well, when I saw the pressure coming at him, that just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. The Niners have the 1st down on a gain of 11.
Jump. 3, 2, 18. Chopper.
Just check your line.
Shoot. Charlie. You ready? Go.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He'll have a 1st down inside the 10. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14. 1 quarter remains in this NFC wild card matchup. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Play 3 of the drive not as successful. They go backwards after those 2 1st down gains. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. 2nd and 11. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
They'll set up a screen for Breida. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Matt Breida. He scored on the ground and through the air as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. A very important extra point there, up and good. Fitting for what's been a tight ball game. We're all even at 20 now as the kick's away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. On 3rd and 2, Love. He's going to look deep for more. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 24. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
At the 32-yard line.
Get wide.
2nd and 1. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Brian Burns picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Whip. Watch the whip. 61. Matchbox, light. Zoom, fellas, let's go. Stand, go.
They'll drop to throw. Deep ball for Goodwin. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
Hey, check. Yes. Ready.
On the delay, here's Breedham. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
2nd and 3. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Derek Wolfe forced his way through, drops him for a loss of 10 yards. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's really...
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. I tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick six? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception, you just kind of hang your head a little bit and you momentarily pause because you're frustrated. He shook that off and gave great chase and got it done.
Still a great return and very good field position. It's a Carolina first down on a gain of 16. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal, looking to take the lead here in the late going. They'll run it now with Pumphrey, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. On the run, it's Pumphrey. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And they're able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. They get one more as the extra point's up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They'll start on the ground with Breida, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. He'll look to throw. Man open, it's Goodwin. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is it just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Now a desperation throw deep down. And a crusher there as it's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. A handoff to start out the drive. It's Pumphrey. And he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
They'll run here with Pumphrey. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle at the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
They go down to a knee, and that will do it. They are moving on here in the playoffs.
And there it is, that symbol that ends a game that one team loves and the other team can't stand, taking a knee. And guess what? The visitors came in and got it done. Wild card round. First step on their way trying to get to the Super Bowl.
First step indeed. They're underdogs. We'll see if they can continue to make some noise in the playoffs, but a good first step. Their coaching staff, they were pretty adamant beginning of the year. Our goal is to get to the Super Bowl. Well, they made it to the playoffs. That's part one, but they fall a little bit short.
And to me, once again, it exemplifies just how difficult it is to not just make the playoffs, but to win games in the playoffs. So you can set your goals high, but if anything is off during that time, you have some key injuries or you just don't play well, you get a bad matchup where that team just has better strength than you in certain areas, this is how it ends. So I don't think it's a total loss of a season, but obviously didn't get where they wanted to go.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we'll get ready for the trek back to the city as we say so long from Santa Clara.
Oh, and what a great city it is. We're going to have a blast tonight.